Remember what we were discussing in the last class? Remember what we were discussing in the last class? In the last class, we were discussing about the PROC format. And I told you we use a PROC format to create a user-defined format, information formats. To create a user-defined information, we use in-value statement. And to create a user-defined format, we use a format statement. So whenever we want to have information and format, by using a PROC format procedure, we create those information formats. And these information formats will be get created in a separate folder called catalog folders. And by default, it will be get created in the work library in a folder name called formats. It is a catalog folder. So this is how we create a user-defined information formats. So here I'm executing two more formats. These two formats also will be get created in the same formats folder of work library. And here I'm creating one more format called grade. And this grade also will be get created. And I told you, if you want to create informats, and if you want to create a format, so we use the two methods. We can use the two statements. Remember? So here I created a format called grade, but grade is going to give only the third class, second class, first class or a fail. But I want to display the marks also. If you want to display the marks also, this value statement is not enough. In the scenario, I told you we should use a picture statement. By using a picture statement also, we can write a user-defined formats. Now, picture, I want to create a format called rank. Now I'm going to specify if the values are 0 to 34, I want to have it as a name. Now double line space, so I want to have it as a fail. So now, if you want to represent each numerical value, we are going to represent that with a 9 symbol, 9. And I want to display 2-digit marks, and then I want to have a grade. Now, if the values are, say, for example, from 35 to 49, I'm going to specify 35-49 is equal to, within the quotations, I'm writing 99. I want to have it as a third class. Again, if the values are, say, for example, from 50 to 59, I want to have it as, say, for example, second class. Now, but before the second class, I want to present the marks also, double line, hyphen symbol, and here also I'm specifying double line, hyphen symbol, third class. So second class. Now, if the marks are from, say, for example, 62, the marks are from 60 to 100, is equal to, I want to represent that as a name. Say, for example, again, I want to have a marks value, and then I want to have that when I want to have a first class. Now I'm writing the first class. And finally, you can close with the semicolon. Now select this program. We are going to have a new format called RNK. Now I want to use that RNK. Now how we can use that one? Now I want to print the school data. While I'm printing the school data, now this time I do not want to print, I do not want to have a grade, I want to have a rank. Now select this program, execute the program. Now in the data set now, in the school data set, now can you see how the marks are representing now? Now every time we are going to have a box value and then followed by the class. So in between, if I want to have an hyphen symbol, specify the hyphen symbol, now select the program and execute it. Now we are going to have like this one. We are going to have a marks and then followed by the class. and this is called picture statement. And I told you in the last class, picture statement not only for this one. If you want to print a telephonic number in a specific manner, we use the picture statement. Understand? So, for example, data. I have a data set name called mobile, and in that I have a mobile number. The data variable name is a mobile number, and I have a value like this one: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10-digit number. You know, if I execute this program, how these values are going to print, without any spaces, all the 10 digits are going to print in it as one value. But this is not what I want to. I want to print space up first after the first 3 digits. I want to have space. Again, one more space after the 3 digits. And after that, I want to have the 4 digits. If you want to have in that way, I should create a format now. Now to create a format, I'm writing a PROC format statement. Then I'm writing in a picture statement. And then after the picture statement, now I want to have it for the mobile number. I'm writing, say, for example, mobile. Now, every time when you're creating a format on the left side of the is equal to symbol, we are going to start value, right, the hyphen end value. But here for a mobile number, what is the starting value and what is the ending value that you are going to have? You are not going to have a such value. So for that reason, now I'm writing, this time I should write low hyphen high is equal to. Low hyphen is equal to how we want to represent it. I want to have it 3 numbers, space, 3 numbers, space, and then I want to have the 4 numbers. This is how we should create a user-defined format by using a picture statement. Now, I want to use that while I'm printing the data. While I'm printing, I'm writing a format statement for mobile variable. Now, sorry, what is the variable name that we have? The variable number that we have mobile number. I'm writing a mobile number. And what is the format I want to use? I want to use a mobile dot. Now, select this program. Let's go to the program. Now we are going to have print for the mobile number. Now, can you see how we are getting the print? We have 3-digit space, 3-digit space, and then we have 4 digits. This is how we write the mobile number. But now I want to have, first 3 digits. If it is a home line, landline, how you print? We need to print within the parentheses. I want to create one more picture. Now I'm writing, say, for example, picture. In the picture statement, I want to have, say, for example, home phone. I'm writing a home. Again, low hyphen high is equal to, the first 3 is I want to have within the parentheses. I'm writing 3 digits. Then I want to have the next 3 digits space. Then I want to have the 4 digits. Then I'm going to specify like this one. Now, what is the format I created now? I created a format called home. I want to use that home format. Now I'm writing, say, for example, home. Select the program and execute it. Now, can you see?
Variable name mentioned.
Variable name is a mobile number. I'm writing variable name mobile number, and my format is home dot. Now select the program and execute it. Now this is how we are going to get it. Can you see there is a small problem with that format? We have a right parenthesis, but unfortunately, we are not getting the left parenthesis. Now, to get the left parenthesis, what we should do? Now, whenever I'm writing a format now, so this format is not getting displayed because of the truncation. Now, in the same program, now I'm writing, so for example, prefix is equal to, I want to have left parenthesis. I want to keep this entire thing now, within the code, within the parenthesis. Now select the program and execute it. Now, if I execute this program, can you see we have the left parenthesis also? In the same way, I'm writing data set name, sal is equal to, I have, say, for example, 50 lakhs. If I apply the format, salary, 7 dot. So for example, I'm writing comma 7 dot. Now tell me how this is going to get print, how the salary value is going to get print if I execute this program. Anybody? Any idea that how the salary value will print?
Dot 5 comma.
How the salary values will print?
5 comma 3 zeros dot 2 zeros.
Dot. Where do we get the dot?
5 lakhs dot 0.
Why dot 0?
No dots.
500,000.
Yes, sir, 500 and then comma and 3 zeros.
All zeros after 10 dot 0 10.
Why you are getting Ramalakshmi dots? I said comma 7 dot. Now we have like this one. From where you will get the zeros? If I say comma 7 dot, how we are going to get it? This is how we'll get it. See, this is how we are going to get it. According to American system, there is no lakhs. So 5 lakhs means we are going to get 500,000. But I want to print like this one. I want to print in this way. But SAS is not going to, if you say comma 7 dot, it is going to print in this way. But I want to have a comma here also. So
8
since we do
dots,
not have a such format, no. 8 dot also, you won't get that one. There is no lakh system in SAS.
Okay, sir.
We are going to have 500,000. We are going to have, 100,000. Then we are going to have million, a billion, and then we are going to have million. There are no lakhs, there are no crores. But if you want to print in that way, you should create your own format. Now, see, I'm writing a PROC format, then I'm writing a value statement. So I'm writing, so for example, my own value, which is XYZ I'm creating. Then low hyphen high is equal to, now this is how I want to print. I want to print, 9 comma, double 9 comma, like this one. This is so this is a new format I created now. Now I want to use this format. But if you want to use the format, now I'm writing instead of comma 700, what is the format I created now? XYZ. Now I'm writing XYZ dot. Now see if I use the XYZ format, can you see how that numerical value data is going to print? Low hyphen I is equal to what I have written. What is printing like that one? Value XYZ
Picture.
low hyphen, sorry, picture. Now select the program and execute it. Now can you see how it is going to print? Now it is going to print 5 lakhs 5 comma 00 comma 000. So if you want to print in that way, since we do not have a such format, no, we can. Now, if you want whatever the way that you want to know, we can write it. If I write like this one, we are going to have 1 comma after the first digit. Then we are going to have 1 more comma after the 2 digits. After the 2 digits, again after 1 digit, we are going to get a comma. In whatever way you want to, you can print it. This is how we are going to create a user-defined format.
Sir, in place of 99, we can write 00 also.
You can write any value.
Okay, that means 9.
Now, And after that, after this, whenever writing the program where these user-defined information formats are getting created
Same as here.
in the work library in a folder called formats. But if you have work library, these formats are going to be helpful for only for this session. But if you want to use in a different session across the sessions, you should be able to save these formats into your library. How to save into your library? If you want to save these formats into your library, first of all, you should have a folder name. I'm giving a right click. I'm creating a new folder. I want to have add as a name my formats. Now I'm writing, say, for example, my FMTS. I'm copying the path of this one, shift right click, copy as path. I'll go to the program. Now I'll go to the top of this one. I'm creating a library. I am writing lib name, a library name. I want to have a library name as, let's say, for example, FMTS. Otherwise, I'm going to give the path of the folder. Now, if I select the program and execute it, now I'm going to have a library called FMTS. Can you see? I have a library called FMTS. Or otherwise, I will do one thing. I'll create a library called Srini. I'll delete this one. Now, if I select the program and execute this program, now I am going to have, Srini library. Now, whenever you're creating a format, either in format or a format, if you want to save this gender in format in your library, now what we should do in the proc format statement, now you should give at least one space, and then you should write library is equal to now Srini. Now, if you specify library is equal to Srini, by default, what you will have here, library is going to have library is equal to work. Since I specify library is equal to Srini, now if I select the program and execute the program, now this whatever the gender format you creating, and this will be get created in the Srini library in a folder called formats. There we can find the gender. Understand? So now from now onwards, this will not be get saved in the work library. Where this will be get saved? This will be get saved in the Srini library. But in the Srini library, what is the folder name that you are getting? Formats. But I want to have a folder name also, my own folder name. If you want to have our own folder name, now we should write library is equal to now Srini dot, Srini dot, I want to have my folder name, whatever the name you want to have, you can write it. I'm writing, say, for example, FTS. This is the folder name I want to have. Now select the program and execute it. Now, can you see? We are going to have a new folder called FTS. In that, we are going to have the informatic called gent. Now, in the same way, here I'm creating one more format called sex. Now, again, what we should do? Now, you should write a library is equal to library name, which is Srini dot folder name FTS. Now, this also will be get saved in Srini library in FTS folder with the name of sex. Now, here I am creating two more formats, age group and cat. Here also, I am writing, say, for example, library is equal to Srini dot FTS. Now, both the formats, age group and category, will be get saved in the same library. Now, here I'm creating a grade and rank. Again, I should write library is equal to Srini dot FTS. Now select the program and execute it. Now we are going to have two more formats called grade and rank. And here created two more formats of mobile and home. Again, what should I write now? I am going to specify library is equal to now Srini dot I want to have again FTS. So select the program and execute it. Both the formats will be get saved in FTS folder. Can you see we have mobile and we have home. And this one also I want to save it my library. Again, what should I write? Now I'm going to specify library is equal to Srini dot FTS. Now select it and execute it. Now this will be get saved in that library. This is how we can save the formats in a particular library. Now I'm closing the session. I'm closing the session and I'm reopening the session. But when I reopen the session, do you think are we going to have a string library?
No, sir.
Whatever the string
Temporary.
library that we created, it was a temporary library. But those formats will be get saved on my desktop in a folder called myfmts. In this folder, now can you see I have a FTS folder. In that FTS folder, we are going to have all the formats that have been saved. Understand this one? All the formats will be get saved. But now I want to use this one into current session. If you want to use it, what we should do? We should get all those formats. If you want to get all those formats into current session, what we should do? We should create a library to this folder again. Now I want to create a library for this one. Now shift, right click, copy as path. So go to the program. Now I'm writing lib name, library name. I want to have an Srini and then path of the folder. Now if I select the program and execute it, now I'm going to have a Srini library. Now in the Srini library, now can you see we have a formats and FTS. If I open the FTS now, can you see we have 9 formats. Understand this one? Now, I have a format called here 6. If I open this one, here we have F as a female, M as a male. I want to use this format for SAS help.class print. Now I'm writing PROC print. Data is equal to SAS help.class. And while I'm printing, I want to apply the format for sex variable, sex $sex dot semicolon run. Do we have this format right now in the session? Anybody,
Yes,
do you have this format ready available in the session? Now I'm selecting this one. I'm executing the program. I'm not getting any print. I want to know why we are not getting any print. Now I'll go to the log window. Or can you say what the error I'm getting here?
$sex dot was not found.
$sex was not found or could not be loaded. But this format, can you see? Here we have a sex format. No. Even though this format is available in the session, we cannot use this format right now. Because though these formats are available, but those are not ready for usage. If you want to make it ready for usage, now you should write a global option. Very, very important interview question. You should write a global option. You know what the global option should write? We should write a global option called options. FMT search is equal to what we should write? FMT search is equal to, now within the brackets, library name dot folder name. Now tell me right now, these formats are present in which library?
Srini library.
Srini library. Now write the library name dot, what is the folder name that we have? FTS. And by the way, it is a global option. Once you execute this program, this global option, entire session is going to be get affected. Now I have formats are available. Now it is printing the now. Can you see? We have female and male. So that means even though you can see the formats in a library, you cannot use that formats straight away. If you want to use it, you should make it available for the session. How to make it available for the session? You should write a global option. And what the global option should write? options FMT search is equal to, now within the brackets, library name dot folder name. Understand this one? No. And the next one is, I want to print SAS help.class. Now I'm writing proc print. Data is equal to SAS help.class. While I'm printing, I want to apply a format for sex variable. I'm writing sex $abc dot semicolon run. What is my default library now? From where SAS is going to search for all the formats? From this library and this folder, because it is a global option I specified. ఒక్కసారి కనుక మీరు గ్లోబల్ ఆప్షన్ ఇస్తే సెషన్ క్లోజ్ చేసేంత వరకు సేమ్ గ్లోబల్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుందన్నాను. సో in Srini.fts, these are the informats and formats that we have. Now I'm applying a format called $ABC. Do you have this format? Do you have anywhere ABC format?
No,
No. But still I'm using that format. So that means I'm using a format which is not available in that session. It is not available in that library. So when you're using a format, if it is not available in the session, am I going to get the print here? నేను చూడండి proc print రాస్తున్న data SAS help.class print వస్తుందండి, రావట్లేదు. I'm not getting the print. I want to check why I'm not getting the print. I'll go to the log window. Can you see this is the error I'm having in the log window? What is the error I'm having?
Format ABC was not found.
Formatted $ABC was not found or could not be loaded. Because of, do we have ABC format here? No. Since I do not have a ABC format, SAS, it is printing an error in the log window saying that ABC format is not found, could not be found or could not be loaded. But when I'm applying a format, if you do not have that format, at least print the original data. కదా నేను అప్లై చేసిన ఫార్మాట్ లేదనుకోండి, అట్లీస్ట్ ఏం ప్రింట్ అవ్వాలి నాకు? ఒరిజినల్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గా ఒరిజినల్ గా వాల్యూస్ ఏవైతున్నాయి అవి ప్రింట్ చేసి అట్లీస్ట్. But it will not print. So that means when you are applying a format which is not available, the program will not be get executed. You won't get the result. You know why? Because by default we are going to have a global options. We are going to have options. We are going to have by default FMT error. Because since by default we are having a FMT error, whenever we have a formatting error, it will not execute the program. It is a global option. Now I'm changing that FMT error into no FMT error. So that means if we have a formatting error, omit that one, skip that one, at least print the data in the original manner. Now since I'm writing a no FMT error, since this format is not available, now it is printing the data in the original way. So when you're applying a format, if that format is not available in that session, SAS will not execute the program at all, because we are going to have a global option. By default, we are going to have a global option called FMT error. By changing that into no FMT error, when we have a formatting error, when you're applying a format, if that is not available, what SAS is going to do, at least it is going to print in the original data. It is going to print the original data. So to print that original way, we need to change the global option. How we should change the global option? From FMT error to no FMT error. Understand this one? And the next one, I want to print all the informats and formats are available in a library. Now, if you want to print all the informats and formats available in a library, now we are going to write a statement called PROC format. library is equal or lib is equal to Srini dot. What is the format folder name I'm having? I am having a folder called FTS. Okay, and then followed by I'm using an option called fmtlib option. Now fmtlib option prints all the user defined information formats which are available in a library. Now see, if I select the program and execute the program, now can you see we are getting the print for all the formats information which are available. Now can you see one is age group, then we have a category 2, then we have a grade 3, then we have a home 4, then we have a mobile 5, then we have a rank 6, XYZ 7, we have 6 8, and we have a gender 9. Total we have 9. So if you want to print all the informats and formats available in a session in a library, what we should write? Proc format library is equal to library name dot folder name, and then we should write an option called fmtlib. fmtlib option prints the user defined informats and formats which are available in that library. నేను ఇక్కడ లైబ్రరీ నేమ్ రాయలేదనుకోండి, ఏమి రాయలేదనుకోండి, ఏమవుతుందో డిఫాల్ట్ గా ఇప్పుడు it will print informats and formats available in work library. If you have any informats and formats right now in the work library, now fmtlib will print those informats and formats. Understand this one?
Yes, sir.
Now, here in the Sri library, total I have total 9 user-defined information formats together. If you want to print it, you can write the fmtlib, but I want to save. I want to put all this information to a data set. Now, if you want to put all this information to a data set, now we are going to use a procedure called proc format. Control out is equal to CNTL out is equal to data set name. I want to have this information, the temp data set. Now, if I specify control out is equal to temp, by default, proc format procedure looks for the work library, but we have all these information and formats are present in a specific library. And now what we should do, you should write library is equal to Srini dot folder name FTS, then control out is equal to temp. Now select this program and execute it. Now what and all the information and formats that we have. Now all these information and formats will be get saved into a data set called temp, and this data set will be get saved in the work library. Now can you see we have a temp data set? Now see we have age group 1 format, 2, grade 3, home 4, mobile 5, rank 6, XYZ 7, 6 8, and gender 9. Total we have 9 formats. All the formats will be get saved into a data set. So if you want to save into a data set, what is the option you should write? Control out is equal to CNTL OUT is equal to data set name. Understand this one? This is how we create a user-defined formats and how we save that user-defined information formats into a specific library. And then to print, we are going to use the fmtlib, and to save all that information to a data set, we are going to use a control out is equal to data set name. Understand this one? Now tell me, by using a proc format, now what we can do? What is the uses of proc format? Proc format is useful to create user-defined
Format and informat.
user-defined informats and formats. Not only that one, we can also use it to, what is the purpose of this one? To save all the informats and formats into a user library or user-defined library. ఇంకేం చేస్తుందండి? To print the contents of a catalog. To print contents of a catalog. How to print? What are the options that we are going to use?
FemptyLib.
FemptyLib. And then we use this one to save catalog info into a data set. To save catalog info into a data set, what we do? We use a PROC format procedure. Understand this one? Very, very important procedure. Clear, everybody?
So can you repeat that FMT lib?
If you want to print contents of a catalog into output window, మీకు ఏదైనా ఒక ఫార్మాట్స్ లోపల ఏదైనా ఫార్మాట్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకోండి, if you want to see the formats, what we should do? Open the formats folder. Sorry, I'll go to FTS folder and you should open that one. Now you can see the information, right? But when, instead of clicking on like this one, I want to print everything in the output window. If you want to print everything in the output window, what we should write? We should write a PROC format. Library is equal right now where we have this information in the Srini library. What is the folder name that we have? FTS FMTLib. Now select this one, execute this program. Now it is going to print all the available formats or informats present in that library. Can you see? We are getting the print of all that information formats. Clear, everybody?
So what is the use of converting formats into dataset?
Yes, future for validation process, for documentation process, instead of having in a formats folder, if I have everything in a data set, it is going to be easy for me to save that information. So if you have that in a data set, it will be easy for you to save, to document it. That's why I put all that information to a data set.
Okay, sir.
Clear, everyone? Now tell me. Did we complete PROC copy procedure? Did we complete the PROC copy procedure?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
PROC delete,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
PROC import,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
PROC sort,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
PROC options,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
PROC append,
Yes, sir.
PROC transpose,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
then
PROC compare.
Very good. PROC compare. We have done, right? Then
PROC
PROC
satinate.
form. We have done PROC satinate.
PROC sentinel.
We have done PROC contents. PROC contents also, right? Did we do it? We have completed, no?
Yes,
So these
sir.
are the processes
Yes.
that we have. We have one procedure left in this, which is a PROC data sets. Okay. In tomorrow's class, we'll discuss about the PROC data set. In order to discuss about the PROC data set, before doing that one, please go through one more time proc copy, proc delete, proc contents, okay, proc append. Check one more time. So then proc datasets is going to be very, very easy. We'll discuss about the proc test in tomorrow's class. By tomorrow, we are going to finish it off for all the utility procedures. And from day after tomorrow, we'll start with, we'll start with reporting and statistical procedures. Okay, reporting and statistical procedures. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, we haven't discussed about arrays.
Yeah, I will discuss that one. I'll discuss about
Okay,
that
sir.
one. Meanwhile.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So please send that note, sir.
This one.
Yes, sir.
I think I saved it somewhere. We'll do one thing.
Sir, in the chat window also, sir, please.
I'm doing that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Base SAS and advanced SAS. In 1 month, we are going to finish it everything. Base and advanced and everything. Okay. Somebody asked me how many days it will take. Well below 1 month. Okay. And in worst case possible scenario, I'm saying getting well before 1 month, or you're going to finish it base and advanced. Okay.
SQL classes, sir.
Pardon?
SQL classes, sir.
SQL. You guys are listening to SQL classes on weekends, no?
No, sir.
No. And after, so I think they are going to finish it early now. And after that, again, they are going to start again SQL batch. Attend that SQL. Okay. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what about PROC, sir?